You're listening to Howie Unveils God's Shield with Jim Howie Mandel Jr. right here on LA Talk Radio.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You are live today, November 9th, 2010, with Jim Howie Mandel Jr. I am your host for this next hour on Howie Unveils God's Shield. Man, we got a great show lined up for you today. As always, our sponsors, njslea.org. I just want to overshadow some news here real quick as we're moving forward into today's show. As everybody knows, we have another website, the JerichoMarch.org, where we have all our documents posted. And then we have HowieUnveilsGodShield.com, which is a precursor to the radio show, where we have archived radio shows, a lot of information that we go over throughout the show, throughout today's show especially. And everybody knows that you can go there 24/7, 365, listen to our shows, and be part of our audience and our community. You can also reach me at jim@njslea.org. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do right now is we're going to come forth with Mario Apuzzo and Charles Kerchner. Charles Kerchner is an individual who's gone forth. He's made his way right now with what's called a writ of certiorari. I believe I said that correctly. And what this is this could potentially be one of the grievous acts against the Constitution that we've seen. Is President Obama's citizenship legitimized by his birth in regards to what the Constitution states is mandated to be a sitting president? So with that, I'm going to bring on Mario Apuzzo, the attorney in the challenge here in regards to the Constitution. Mario, you with us out there, sir?
Yes. Hi, Jim. It's a pleasure to be with you and with your listening audience, and also with my client, Commander Kerchner.
Thank you so much for joining us. Mario, I understand that I'm going to give you the ball to run with here. This is an opportunity for you to set the record straight and the tone straight. I don't really want to go into President Obama real quick. I want to go into some checks and balances. There are checks and balances within the Constitution that basically would prohibit this type of grievous act potentially. And those sat with Dick Cheney and Miss Pelosi, if I'm correct, right? The challenges that could have avoided this if it comes to fruition that he is not a legitimate sitting candidate. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, first, the process starts with the vetting process. And now, of course, Ms. Pelosi, she would be involved in that because she's one of the leaders of the Democratic Party. The vetting basically means, checking out, making sure somebody is who they say they are, and getting all the background information on that person. Now, the parties are supposed to do that, and traditionally they've done that. In our country, we basically have an honor system. We don't go around checking every detail, and we have a certain amount of trust in the person. And that's the way it's happened over the years. That we've had challenges here and there, but nothing really serious. Because the person usually they don't hide themselves; they really come out with the information, and so the people, the voters, they rely on the parties and this political process, so to speak, to give us the full information on a candidate. And very crucial in all this is the media. Now the media, the so-called fourth branch of our government. They're supposed to go digging for everything, this whole thing, coming into this election. And the fact that Obama was a senator already also added insult to injury because they figured, he's a senator. I mean, you're going to be a senator, then they have to check him out. So you also have that involved. So, again, you got this big assumption going. And then when you get into the Congress, it was a repeat in the Congress. Every congressman, senator, they're assuming that somebody did it, the party did it. Nancy Pelosi, she's certified that he's constitutionally eligible. Everybody's assuming everything, but when you stop and look and analyze, the information is not there. Simply stated, Obama has yet to conclusively prove that he was born in Hawaii, as he says, because he was born in a hospital. That's easy. That's real easy. Let's get the hospital. They confirm it. They refuse to do it. We don't have a birth certificate yet. Well, I'll get into that with you, but I just wanted to, answer your question generally, so to speak, at this point.
Another part of the problem, Jim, was that when people like myself tried to get to Congress and other people to vet this man, they ignored us. They vetted Dick Cheney, I'm sorry, not Dick Cheney, McCain, when questions were asked about him, his citizenship, but not about Obama. For some reason, Obama was off limits. You couldn't touch him. You couldn't ask him any questions.
Now, Commander Kerchner, you are a military veteran, I understand, retired.
Right. I'm a veteran of 33-year service, active and reserve as both an enlisted man and a commissioned officer.
And you took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States.
Exactly. I took an oath to support and defend against the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I never thought I'd have to be fighting a domestic enemy, but Obama is a domestic enemy of the Constitution.
Now, your case is much different than everybody else's cases that I read about. Your case is not so much about President Obama himself being a non-eligible citizen. It stems back to his mother and father being citizens of the state. Is that correct?
Well, to be eligible, you have to be born in the country and born of two citizen parents, a citizen father and a citizen mother. That's what natural law and nature's law and nature's God created natural-born citizens, not man. Man does not create them. If you're born in the country of two citizens, the children of citizens, you are a natural-born citizen of that country. You do not need a piece of paper to prove that that you're a citizen because of some man-made law that makes you a citizen. Mario,
Jim, there are two parts to the lawsuit. One is that Obama has yet to conclusively prove that he was born in Hawaii. That's the old, the birth certificate controversy. Where's the birth certificate? Okay, but the other part of the lawsuit is what Commander Kerchner just alluded to, and that's the definition of a natural-born citizen. That's what he's talking about now, and that is that you must be born in the country to citizen parents. And now there's a whole reason for that. I mean, it really gets pretty involved. But I mean, I'll throw this out to you.
It's national security, sole allegiance at birth. That's what they put it in there for. Mario can explain this. The national security issue. We want a person who's at birth has total sole allegiance to this country and no other country. The most cited source that they used was the Bible. They were a very, very religious people. And we have to assume that they studied the Old Testament and the New Testament. And when you go into the Old Testament, you find Deuteronomy 17:14-20. Okay, now that's where God gives the law to we say Moses, but whoever he gave it to. Okay, and he talks about God choosing a king. You must choose one who's among you, who's a brother. A brother is used in most of the translations, but he cannot be a foreigner. He has to be a brother, Israelite. He cannot be a foreigner.
To the land which the Lord your God is giving you, and possess it, and dwell in it, and say, I will set a king over me like all the nations that are around me. You shall surely set a king over you whom the Lord your God chooses, one from among your brethren you shall set as king over you. You may not set a foreigner over you who is not your brother. Liberty.org. You can make a donation to this cause, to this movement. It is about the Constitution and protecting the Constitution. Thank you so much, gentlemen. If you have any parting words, give you 5 seconds each.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you to your listeners. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just hope and pray to God that the Supreme Court picks up this case.
I will. Please, we'd like to have you back here in the near future, and we'll keep the audience updated as we go along. Howie, Unveils, God's Shield is over. Till next week.
You're listening to Howie Unveils God's Shield with Jim Howie Mandel Jr. right here on LA Talk Radio.